Hello friends, in this video we see some of the questions which have been asked in TRB 2016 from digital electronics subject. And the first question is, what is the range of signed integer represented in n bit? Right? So it's a straightforward question. If it is a signed integer, total number of bits that can be represented or range of bits that can be represented is given by minus of 2 power n minus 1 minus 1 to 2 power n minus 1 to minus 1. So option B is a right answer. Similarly, if they ask for 2's complement, the answer is minus of 2 power n minus 1 to 2 power n minus 1 minus 1. So please remember this range. For a signed magnitude number, minus of 2 power n minus 1 minus 1 to 2 power n minus 1 minus 1. Whereas for 2's complement, it is simply 2 power minus n minus 1 to 2 power n minus 1 to minus 1. Right? So here option B is the correct answer. Next, 4 memory chips of 16 cross 4 size have their address bus connected together. The system will be of size. So memory size is 16 cross 4. Like that 4 they have connected. So whenever they give like this, so it is a 16 cross 4 means it, consider this is an array 16 by 4. So what is the thing? Width is 16, right? Length is 16, width is 4. Like that they have connected 4. So take this 1, 2, 3, 4. So what happens? Width remains same and length remains same and width will become 4 times multiplied. So what we get is 16 by 16, right? So this is address bus, this is data bus. Clear? So what is the answer? We can get as 16 by 16 is the correct answer. Option B is right? Next one, 74LS138. Chip functions as, it is a direct question. We have to remember there is no other option. The answer is decoder slash demultiplexer. Right? That's a memory question. Next one, the output of a logic gate 1. Logic gate is 1 when all the inputs are 0. The gate is either, this is an easy question. When all inputs are 0, the output must 1 means either it must be a NOR gate or XNOR gate, right? So those two gates only will give output as 1 when all the input are 0. So option D is the right answer. Next one, a pulse train of frequency of 1 megahertz is counted using a mod 1024 ripple counter built with JK flip-flops. For proper operation of the counter, the maximum permissible propagation delay per flip-flop stage is dash. Right? Okay, let us see this. What they have given? They have given f is equal to 1 megahertz, right? And mod 10, mod 1024 counter, right? And it is a ripple counter. That is very important. It's a ripple counter, JK flip-flop. What they ask is propagation delay, permissible propagation delay. So frequency is 1 megahertz. So what is time period? 1 by frequency, that is 1 by 10 power 6. That is equal to 1 microsecond, right? So 1 microsecond for each flip-flop. Totally for the mod 1024 counter, mod 1024 means we need 10 flip-flops. 1024 means it can count, it has 1024 states. That means it can count from 0 to 1023. In order to count 0 to 1023, I need 10 flip-flops. So for one flip-flop, I am having 1 microsecond delay. Means for 10 flip-flop, it is 10 microsecond delay. Clear? 10 microsecond delay. Sorry. It is for total, it is for total counter. So for it is a ripple counter. So totally 1 microsecond for 10 flip-flops. For one flip-flop it is 1 by 10, that is 0.1 microsecond, that is equal to 100 nanosecond, right? So that is what we have to find. They ask what is the delay per each flip-flop. So they are given frequency. Frequency is applicable for full counter. So time delay is also applicable for full counter only. So frequency is 1 megahertz means time delay is 1 microsecond. This is for 10 flip-flop. So 1 microsecond for 10 flip-flop means for one flip-flop it is 0.1 microsecond, that is equal to 100 nanosecond. So option A is the right answer. Next, for a 16-bit signed integer, the 2's complement representation of P is F87B. The 2's complement representation of 8P. That is the question. It is somewhat, we have to spend some time to solve this problem, right? Let us now solve the problem. Fine. Okay. So, what they have given, F87B. P is nothing but your F87B. It is a 2's complement representation. So first we write F87B. It is a hexa number. So convert into binary first. 1 1 1. Right. This is F8. Next 7. B is 1 0 1 1. F87B we have written. But what is the thing is, it is a 2's complement. We want to get the original number. So if you want to get the original number, again take the 2's complement of the same number. If you get the 2's complement of the same number, what you get is, so 2's complement of the binary number I have written above is 0 0 0 0 and 0 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 1 0 1. Here I have written 2's complement. I want to get the original number. This is my original number. So if you simplify this into, or if you convert this into decimal number, it will be equal to 1925. Clear? So 1925 we have found. What they ask is, this is your P, right? So P is 1925 means what they ask is 8P. So 8 into 1925 is 15,400. Clear? If you take a 2's complement of 15,400, what you get is C3D8. Clear? So what they have given, P is a number they have given, that is in 2's complement format, right? So 2's complement format means first I convert into binary number, that is also in 2's complement. I want to get the original number. So I get the 2's complement of the resultant binary number. This is my original number 1925. What they ask is, what is the value of 8P? This is our P. 8P means I have to multiply by 8. Then you convert into this 15,400 in 2's complement form, because P is in 2's complement form. So 8P must also be in 2's complement form. If you convert that, what you get is C3D8. So option A is the right answer. Clear? Okay. Next one. Consider the 421 micro multiplexer with two select lines S1 and S2 given below. Sorry, S1 and S0 given below. What is the minimum sum of products from the minimum sum of the products of form of the Boolean expression for the output F of the multiplexer? Right? This is the question. Okay, this is what we solve next. Then, okay, this is simple. I solve the problem later. First we finish simple problems. The capacity of 2K cross 16 prom is to be expanded to 16K cross 16. Find the number of prom chips required and the number of address lines in the expanded memory. See, what we are having is 2K cross 16. Clear? 2K cross 16 prom. What we want is 16K cross 16. So how many 2K cross 16 we need? It is only 2K, it is 16. So I need 8 2K cross 16. Right? So these two won't come. 8, right? So only option should be 8 chips. I need 8 such 2K cross 16 chips required to get 16K cross 16 chips. Okay, what they ask next is number of address lines in the expanded memory. This is my expanded memory, right? So what is my expanded memory? 16K cross 16. 16K cross 16 is my expanded memory. So we know that whenever you specify memory, first one is address, second one is data. So what they ask is clear. So address is 16K means what we have to do? It is 8 chips, but 16K means it is 2 power 4 into 2 power 10 because 16 is 2 power 4, kilo is 2 power 10. I told already. So how many lines are there totally? In order to represent this much number, I need 14 lines required. So what is the answer? It must be 8 chips and 14 lines. Don't think that 16 lines because it is 16K. 16. So everything, see, size will be represented in the form of 2 power m cross n. This is m is address, n is data for any prom, right? This 16K is not a address length. 2 power such number is a that m is a address. So m is address, not a 16K is address. 16K I can represent in the form of 2 power 14. So m is a 14 value. So that m is a address line. Whereas n is a data line. So we need 16 data lines and we are having 14 address lines and we need a 8 such 2K cross 16 prom is required. Next one, a bidirectional 4-bit shift register is storing the nibble 1101. Its right/left input is high. The nibble 1011 is waiting to be entered on the serial data input line. After 3 clock pulse, what is the data in shift register? Whenever they ask question like this, what we have to do is, okay, so sorry, what we need to do is, it is a bidirectional shift register and a given data stored is 1101. What is nibble waiting is 1011. So this is waiting, this is in shift register, this data is stored. Whenever they ask question like this, you write like this. Clear? And it is telling that left to right bidirectional shift where high input is given. So it is going from left to right because they have given in the problem L/H and it is L/R, right, and it is a high input. Clear? So it is going from left to right. This is waiting, this is stored. Clear? So we have to go from left to right when we shift. So after first clock pulse, what will happen? This is shifted from left to right. So it will be 110. This will go out. This will come here. This will come here. This will come here. Clear? And this bit will go here and we get 110. 1110. After second clock pulse, what will happen? This 0 will go away. We are having 1 1 1 and this time this one will come here. Clear? Okay. After third pulse, this will be going away, and these three will be shifted here, 1, 1, 1, and this 0 will come here, right? So after 3 pulse, what we have is 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, that is the answer. Suppose if they give low signal, we have to move from right to left. Please understand. So option B is a correct answer. Clear? Next one. Consider the circuit shown below. The output of a 2 cross 1 multiplexer is given by the function AC dash plus BC. This is the multiplexer they have given. What they ask is multiplexer output. See, here they are giving let us see here clearly. Here they give A is 1, B is 0. So what we get from multiplexer output 1, x1 is given. So only we are getting here A1. A is 1 and x1. So what we get is x1. Here what we get, the same x1 will go here. So again it is A is given input 1 and x1 is also given to input B. So if you are applying the x1 to both the input of 2 cross 1 multiplexer in second stage, what I get is this will give x1, x2, clear, and this will give, this is B is 0. So here it will be x1 dash. So x1 dash, and this one is x2. Clear? So this is x1 dash and x2 dash, right? So that is what our answer. So what is our option? It is y is equal to x1 into x2 plus x1 dash into x2 dash, right? So don't forget. So first one is x1 x2 that we got here, right, plus x1 dash and x2 dash, because this x1 dash will come here. When you multiply with that, we will get x1 dash into x2 dash. So option C is the right answer. Next one, yeah, 8-stage ripple counter uses flip-flop with propagation delay of 75 nanosecond. The pulse width of the strobe is 50 nanosecond. It is not stroke, it is strobe. The frequency of the input signal which can be used for proper operation of the counter. Right, here they have given propagation delay. Right, propagation delay is 75 nanosecond. Right, flip-flop, that means each flip-flop is having a 75 nanosecond. So one flip-flop 75 nanosecond, 8 flip-flop, 8 into 75, that is equal to some 600 nanosecond. So totally 8 flip-flops will provide 600 nanosecond. Strobe is also providing 50 nanosecond delay. So total delay is 600 plus 50, 650 nanosecond. So total time delay is 650 nanosecond. What they ask is, what is the frequency of the input signal, right? So we know the time delay. Wait, sorry, some problem, technical problems. Fine. So it is 650 nanosecond time delay, TD. So what is the frequency? 1 by 650, that is equal to 1.5 megahertz. So the answer is 1.5 megahertz. So it is not 1, it should be 1.5 megahertz, right? So option A is the right answer. I think the problem with the question, the exact answer should be 1.5 megahertz. I hope you understand all the questions I have dealt here. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me in comment section. Sorry for some technical glitches.